Howdy race fans, welcome to my little show about racing. I like to call In the Pits with me, StockCar Scott. And here I am on the YouTube on Wednesday. You know, I do these shows, you know, when I feel like it. And that's only because I have no sponsor to tell me what to do. That, race fans, as you may very well know, is my wife's job. Now, first off, I want to wish everyone a happy Veterans Day, especially all the other veterans that have served their country over these 200 and something years of our nation. Just remember, Veterans Day is when we celebrate the people who have done their duty and served their country. Memorial Day is when we remember the people who died serving their country. And of course, Armed Forces Day is when we celebrate the people who are still alive and doing a sometimes thankless job there in the military. So for all those who have done their job in the military, thank you very much for being a veteran. I'm a veteran. So anyway, first off, second off, because I already added something in there. But anyway, I want to be sure to let you know I am so happy that I've got 30,000 views on my YouTube StockCar Scott channel. I know this isn't much when you think about grumpy babies and cute kitty cats that go viral with 30 million views, but I want you race fans to know that I appreciate each and every one of those views. Those 30,000 views tell me that I'm doing something right for somebody. Okay, so back to Friday was practice for Sprint Cup and Xfinity cars there at Texas Speedway, as well as qualifying for Camping World Truck Series and also for the Sunday race for Sprint Cup. I looked for Tyler Tanner during the truck qualifying, but I never saw him even take a lap. Matt Crafton, on the other hand, took the pole for last Friday night's race. Points leader, that phenom, Eric Jones, was 5th fastest, and 3rd in points, Tyler Reddick, was back in 17th, about mid-pack. Dale Jr.'s 00 Haas Automation Silverado was qualified in the 8th position by Jeb Burton. Okay, in the Sprint Cup qualifying, Brad Keselowski set the fastest time with his number 2 Worth Ford Fusion. Brad's teammate, Joker Logano, was 4th fastest, while in a substitute role, phenom Eric Jones qualified the number 20 DeWalt Tools Dollar General Camry in 6th place. Not bad for the young substitute driver. My favorites qualified well with my second favorite, Kevin Harvick, in 2nd place, and Dale Jr. making the final round in 10th. Also, want to point out that Danica Patrick started 11th. She made the final round. Okay. Later on Friday came the Camping World Truck Series 350-kilometer race at Texas. Second in points coming into the race, Matt Crafton led the field to the checker flag, green flag, and he led a lot there early, a few laps there in his number 88 Thor Motorsports Tundra, but phenom points leader Eric Jones there in his KBM number 4 Tundra passed the pole sitter by, I think it was lap 15 or so, while 3rd in points Tyler Reddick in the Brad Keselowski Racing number 19 F-150 moved up there at a steady pace, headed for the front. About a third way into the 147 lap race, the first caution came out. This allowed Crafton to cycle back to the front with Eric Jones back in second, but a little fresher tires. He had a little fresher tires at that time, so he took advantage of those over Crafton's older Goodyear Wranglers and retook the lead in just a few laps following the restart. But Crafton continued to run really well in second there. Young local Canadian favorite Cameron Haley led some at the 2/3 way mark as the green flag pit stops cycled through. But Phenom Eric Jones retook the lead after that cycle of pit stops. Eric's teammate de jour was Monterrey, Mexico's Daniel Suarez in the number 51 Kyle Busch Motorsports Tundra he had rented from the Toad for the evening there at Texas, so he could get a little bit more track time in that venue that's kind of close to home for him. But Suarez never got closer than second place because that Phenom Eric Jones led all the way to the win there and added a little to his points lead over Matt Crafton, who finished fourth and maintained second place in points, while Tyler Reddick, who finished fifth in the number 19 BKR 150, stays in third place in driver points. The third place finisher was Dave's boy, Ryan Blaney, there in another Brad Keselowski Racing F-150, while local favorite Canadian Cameron Haley finished 10th and even led a lap, but unfortunately our other local favorite here, Auburn, Washington's Tyler Tanner, had to start and park the number 36 Mittler Brothers Silverado. Oh, the next Camping World truck race is at Phoenix on Friday, and hopefully Tanner will get a chance to race some at Phoenix. Okay, Saturday, a wet track washed away all the tire rubber, as well as both Sprint Cup practices and the Xfinity Series qualifying. So Xfinity drivers lined up on practice speeds from Friday. This put Austin Dillon on the pole in the number 33 Rheem RCR Camaro, with Brad Keselowski alongside on the front row there in his Penske Discount Tires Mustang. Phenom Eric Jones started third in his second leg of his triple header weekend. Points contenders Regan Smith, Ty Dillon, Chase Elliott, and points leader Chris Buescher started in 4th, 9th, 10th, and 12th. Happy Harvick started the third Junior Motorsports entry in 8th. The third row was all KBM with the Toad and his Mexican teammate Daniel Suarez. My favorite, Darrell Wallace Jr., started 7th there. Austin Dillon led early along with Happy Harvick, who led some and during the competition caution that they had because of the rain. Bad Brad and the Toad also led early, but during the second caution that they had, Harvick and the Toad had problems there on pit row, and that gave the lead over to Bad Brad in the number 22 Discount Tire Mustang. Happy Harvick was able to battle back in his number 88 Hunt Brothers Pisa Camaro and challenge Austin Dillon and Bad Brad for the lead late in the race. Phenom Eric Jones ran up front with the leaders but never led a lap. Keselowski went on to win the 200-lap event, while Harvick and Dillon battled back behind him for second and third. Eric Jones held on to 4th spot, while Ty Dillon was the highest finishing Xfinity regular in 5th place. Points leader Chris Buescher finished in 11th place, maintaining his points lead, while other challengers, Chase Elliott finished 8th and Regan Smith finished in 9th place. The top two drivers in points positions remained unchanged, with Buescher in first and Elliott in second, but Ty Dillon, with his top 5 finish, jumps over Regan Smith by a point into that third place spot. Making Smith fourth, and in fifth, well, my favorite Xfinity driver, Bubba Wallace, finished 19th, a lap down there at Texas, and he dropped out of the top 5 to Elliott Sadler. Elliott will be driving next year for Dale Earnhardt Jr. in JR Motorsports, taking his sponsor on over, and will be driving a Camaro next year, but he passed Bubba with his Camry on Saturday, with a 10th place finish that bumped him on up into the top 5 in points. The next Xfinity race is this Saturday at Phoenix in the next to the last event of the season. So you will be hearing the word penultimate a lot. Penultimate means next to the last, or next to the ultimate. So you'll be hearing it a lot this weekend from announcers showing off their vocabulary. Oh, like I said, next race is Saturday at Phoenix, and I sure wish that I could go. Also Saturday, although I did not get a chance to see it online or on TV, maybe it was on MAV TV, I'm not sure, there was a big late model race at Kern County Speedway in California near Bakersville. And that was won by local hot shoe from Olympia, Parker Stevens, and he beat the likes of Derek Thorne, and David Mayhew, who are both regulars on the K&N West Series. So he had some stout competition. I have met Parker, and he is a very nice young man. I've seen him win and race very well. Nights at my favorite local track there, South Speedway, as well as running at Evergreen and most recently at Yakadega for the Fall Classic. So, congratulations to Parker Stevens on your big win last Saturday night. And yes, I saw that big check. Oh, and one other item from Saturday night. There wasn't really anything on Fan Choice TV to watch, so I got to watch the whole Alabama LSU football game, and I have to say, roll Tide. Well, of course, Sunday, of course, was the Sprint Cup chase race there at Texas Motor Speedway, and it was dominated by tire troubles and karma. Tires were coming apart like a few years ago there at Indianapolis, and we remembered who won that race. That was Jimmy Johnson. Yes, and karma came back to bite young upstart Joker Logano right there in the left rear. That early lap 9 spin and tire damage that was caused by that blowout, the repair that he had to have done to his car, all that put him so far behind that it means that the only way that the Joker is going to advance into the championship chase round is to win this weekend at Happy Harvick's house in Phoenix. Something Logano has never done. Oh. Something Logano had never done. And it had to be karma, because Matt Kenseth was nowhere to be seen at Texas. Or was that him behind the stockade fence on the grassy knoll? Okay, tire problems also attacked my two favorite drivers, Kevin Harvick and Dale Earnhardt Jr., but they were able to recover for respectable finishes. The same of which could not be said for the Joker, who finishes an abysmal 40th, earning him only 4 more points for the day than his newest enemy, Matt Kenseth. Excuse me, folks. Okay, the Joker's teammate, Brad Keselowski, had an almost great day. He had won the day before in the Xfinity race. He started on the pole. He led the most laps with 312 out of 334. He never had any of the tire problems or any problems on pit road. having the first pit stall there on the pole. He had really strong race runs, and he didn't play restart games this time around during the few restarts that there were, mainly because he didn't have his teammate up there with him. He did everything he could correctly, but Bad Brad could not hold off a hard-charging, clean-driving, six-time champion at one of his favorite tracks. So Jimmy Johnson was eventually able to get past the number 2 Worth Fusion by finding a line that his number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet could run, but Bad Brad Keselowski could not run. It took a few more laps than just running through the Penske Ford, but that is why Jimmy Johnson is a 6-time champion, now with 75 wins, only one short of tying Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt Sr., that is. And, you know, I still feel that if Joey had looked for another line there at Kansas, tried to find a different way to get around who he was trying to pass there at Kansas, you know, he might still be in the chase today. So, Johnson was able to cleanly take the lead late to win. Keselowski dominated all day to fade to second. Harvick came back from 2 flat tires to finish third, and the Toad was fourth, and his teammate Mr. Ed was next in fifth in his Sport Clips number 19 Camry. My favorite, Dale Jr., came back from tire troubles himself and also scraped with the wall there to finish sixth, keeping him eligible for a top 10 season ranking there. Get to finish in the top 10, get to go on stage there at Las Vegas. That's what he's shooting for. 7 of the top 9 finishers were chasers, with the Joker being the only chaser out of the top 10. And oh yes, Phenom Eric Jones finished 12th in his substitute role there in the Dollar General number 20 Camry. So, the points don't matter until after next weekend, folks, at Phoenix. After they're all done, then they'll count them up. They'll see who gets to race against Jeff Gordon for the championship in Homestead. But in Phoenix, the site of the next chase contest there, the Joker, Kurt Busch, Bad Brad, they all need a win to advance to the final championship round. Cousin Carl can still get in without a win, but he's going to need some help, maybe like his teammate, the Toad, getting a DNF. I wouldn't mind that. Jeff Gordon is, of course, already in, and the other 3 contenders, Martin Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, and the Toad, just need to have a good top 5 day with no problems, and they'll be in. But we will just have to see what happens come this Sunday. I really, really wish that I could be there in Phoenix, but I've heard that it's sold out. And if 3 NASCAR races, all with championship implications, isn't enough racing for you this weekend, there is also the Brazilian Grand Prix early on Sunday morning for your enjoyment. Yep, the championship has been decided. You know who won the championship. But I am sure everyone will be driving really hard to add to their win totals or podium totals there. So before the NASCAR race comes on, you might want to Sunday morning get up a little early. I think it's like 7 or so, 7:30, and watch what's going on down in Brazil, in Sao Paulo. So, there will be some racing to watch this weekend. Trucks will be Friday evening on Fox Sports 1. Xfinity will be Saturday afternoon on NBC Sportsnet, as well as the Formula One race on Sunday early in the morning, like I said, about 7:30 or so. Also, Sunday will be the Sprint Cup Chase race there on NBC on Channel 5 here locally. It'll be a little bit later in the morning, so you'll have time to finish watching the F1 race. and go from a little bit late in the morning to early in the afternoon. So, watch some racing, folks. That's what I'll be doing because, as you know, I'm Stock Car Scott, and that's what I do, folks. And I will hopefully be here next week to talk to you all about it here. So, join me in the pits here next week. Same Stock Car time, same Stock Car channel. Thanks again for watching this week, and thank you very much for getting me over 30,000 views. You made my week, folks. So until next week, see you next week, folks. Thanks for watching.